better teams, not the best team within this circuit. That is a statement. And for Acend, well, they start out on the defense. They have to face that attack that not even G2 could deal with. Let's see if they have some tricks up their sleeve. Now, of course, that VOD being out there changes everything. Coming into a game like this, and lots of tags here. They've seen pretty much everybody.
Yeah, a lot of information found.
Cannot use that. Take flight.
It all seems like Guild want to continue to push in this direction, almost moving straight into what will be a stacked up site as a fourth player makes that move over. Jade, though, caught in a little bit of an awkward spot. However, she's going to get away, and they're just going to play as a group.
Decent damage. Acend coming ahead in those fights. They need someone to step up over on Guild. Cinnamon does a good job, but she's trapped with her teammates trying to rally up. Ness only makes it through the wall now. And that's where she'll fall. 1-0. Acend have picked.
So I think for Acend specifically, getting off to strong starts is really important because they've sort of teetered out a little bit when it comes to the late rounds of the half, especially with some of the cheesy plays that have come out on the other side. Smurfette, 2 bullets in that headhunter. Gareth invested as well, but not the craziest amount available here. And we're seeing again the same, well, 3-weapon investment out from the side of Acend.
Those weapons could have their work cut out for them, though. I mean, the eyesight ones. Things can get dangerous. The headhunter not going to start it off well. And the rest of the pistols barely able to put up a fight. Cinnamon, good for 1. Good for 2.
Okay.
I mean, that's ended up very well. It was a 5v1, and they've ended up losing 2 players, but not 2.
Already, look at the deep control taken by mediKa, just going for that orb, sacrificing the wall for it, although it does garner an awful lot of early control.
There was definitely a time where you'd see a team lose that 3rd round after losing the pistol, and you almost think they had to fumble it, they had to make the mistake. Either that or it was a 1 in a million crazy idea, but nowadays, those win rates of, well, they've shot up on the side that's 2-0 for this exact reason. With a minute left on the clock, Guild, look at how slowly they've moved. The team known for their faster hits, but eventually that fight comes through. The B side is theirs. Roxy, she may have just been spotted, certainly is now, but that rotation will be made for free. 5 versus 3. And the weaker weapons of Acend not working out to start with. Still got those rifles, though, the Vandals still to work with.
Spike planted.
Yeah, and in a spot where either they can just bring these through into the next round, or with the amount of finances they have, they can try and do as much damage as possible. And it's very likely going to be that second one, already making their way through. Going to destroy the wall just to give them a better chance breaking back into this afterplan. It's going to be very difficult, though. Winning the round seems impossible. Again, it's about cost.
Here.
Yeah, obviously hold on to some hope of a victory, but as you can see, that is more or less impossible, and even getting damage at this point seems to be. Amy will stick around, try to just run that cost all the way up, but I think she's just going to end up losing her life for it. Just about, almost made it.
I feel like Acend will almost do better just by burning down that clock, because as I said, there's not really an out-and-out agent to take that space and initiate on the side of Guild. Like, you almost play into their hands by trying to be more aggressive. Now, you can understand it for Jade with the operator just trying to hold that position, and you're going to try and look for information still, but you've got 2 initiators of your own to try and find that without having to necessarily peek into these spots. And then I'll be curious how it works out for Guild if you do let that clock run low.
We see that Jade certainly is looking to take those fights with the op, but yeah, the rest of the team on a time burn strategy. Ooh. Shifting towards A, and look at this B. Is being abandoned, essentially. You're starting to see those rotations shift towards a much more passive approach. They're going to be stacked up and ready for an A hit, but Guild, they're selling this as a ruse. Those traps, they've gone down, allowing Jade to take this aggressive stance. A perfect shot onto Roxy. dismissing back in towards the kitchen
30 seconds left.
and reuniting with the rest of the team. They've gotten themselves a pick, but they've lost themselves B-side. A fight about to ensue in the spawn. They think there's only one, but there's so much more. Cinnamon good for one, but now the defenders start to overrun. Every kill going their way, and it's Jade sectioning off these players now with the wall. Ness is gone.
Left.
There's no way to get the spike.
It's done. There's nothing that can be brought back here. Just about making this a little bit more costly, and that's exactly what she'll do, dropping some of the weaponry, which with keeping her gun does mean they'll be able to buy quite comfortably into the next round anyway for the defenders spawn. As said though, still a purchase, Hunter's Fury. It's not the worst position to be in the guild.
No, it's not the end of the world, but this lead for Acend, it's starting to build up some momentum. If they pick up this round, that is certainly cemented. I'm surprised by the amount of aggression they put out, like sort of half aggression. Moving up to kitchen, looking for some duels, but they really don't force fights in the same way that we see from a lot of teams. It's a little less risky. And you got two players going towards the angles. They're not fully swinging in. They're not overextending. Just stepping forward and saying, okay, are you making a mistake here? Are you giving us a chance? The answer is no. Well, now we're going to make our own chance. And I think the idea, as they start to move in towards this A site, they might even be walling up and over. Already see those players stood right up close. Here comes aNNja. Just waiting to see if they fly up. That wall might stop them from trying it. And they've paid it down. They don't need to. The kills are going their way.
Yeah, and now they got a wall of their own. It's going to be the swing out from aNNja atop it. No utility left anyway, so she might as well try and do something a little bit more audacious. I don't think there's going to be anybody checking this angle. Well, eventually, with the swing, she's just going to wipe them out. Looking to try and close this round on her own, and eventually Jade will stop her. Even still, though, anything more is looking unlikely, and this patient play has paid off again for Guild.
No way out for Jade either. Gorgeous round. Head up and above into the corner. Some good ideas. Acend here with one idea of their own. Straight down through mid with 4 players. They're going to look to try to catch Guild off guard with the blitz play. No one found, and so the rotate to the A side is on. Oh, nice shot from Jade. There's an advantage.
Yeah, one of the only ones they have in this round is that tour de force in her hands. Not the agent we normally see her on, but yeah, we're actually going to have the Viper's pick committed. Now, this can actually benefit the defenders a bit, just with the pistols they have in play, wanting to try and get that a little bit closer. Amy's spot could actually turn this round, because aNNja currently is holding the spike. The steps are going to be heard. And I don't know if she's necessarily going to check this. It seems like they're still playing in towards that A site, and because of that, the rotation can start to come through. In fact, a couple of kills have now gone in the favor, again, of Acend. Make that a third, and Ness is trying to be a little bit sneaky, trying to catch them out. The tour de force above her, the res even being thrown in on the other side. Still time to be had, but Jade might be able to end this in her tracks. No! The drop down is heard!
It's a good attempt. But so much more still to be done, and planting this spike may prove difficult. They could have a fight here with Hayden. What a shot! That flick is perfect. Without that correction, played so perfectly.
You want to play? Let's play.
Wow. Oh, it's an aggressive swing from Smurfette. She has caught her counterpart, the tour de force, giving them that extra finance to even be able to invest into this round. And that's a pretty big scalp to take early in this one. And still, they're going to slow down and look to move back towards this B site. Solo defended by Amy. The trap no longer active, so I have to be that little bit more careful and almost just play this for the retake by the looks of it.
Right here.
Here.
Oh, they'll run the clock, but eventually Acend start the rotation fully into the B site. They're still going to be caught behind this wall. Well, both of them. With Amy down. No Viper utility to get back through. No orb to make its way. No snake bites for that defensive side. They're losing players second by second. aNNja up close. Position given away. Good shot in a second. Surely seals the round. She won't quite get the hat trick, but that's what she's got teammates for.
She's just up in the face of her opponents. Really tough to deal with. Now, Acend won a Thrifty not too long ago. Now it's a bit more of a bolstered one. They're even going to get the null command early by collecting that orb on the other side. And, it was almost aNNja down early. He lives to tell the tale.
Lockdown coming into effect. Jade might be tempted to take a swing here. Hunter's Fury maybe should have been the cover, but Ness was wise to it, was holding it the whole time. They've managed to trade her life for Cinnamon's at least. The rest of the team still
There.
kind of void of any information right now. They have to pit down on A. They'll push through. All the way through, in fact. Is Amy going to go back or allow that pit to fall in exchange for this more advanced position? And it looks like we have an answer.
The knife is going to give them the info. Flank instantly starts to rotate back around. Round really is anybody's to take.
30 seconds left.
Oh, aNNja to get into spot to place that wall down, waiting for the screen to come back to full. Now they'll look to try and get it on the plant, but the spam is coming through. A nice shot, I believe, through. Already found. Hated gone. Roxy just basically trying to play bodyguard, but it's Smurfette instead, landing every shot. Her teammate maybe not quite complying with that order. However, Ness will close with a triple. Again, after an early start, Guild fight back.
Or Guild looking fantastic. The Acend aren't done just yet. I see a lot of players on mid. We've already had this mid push come out of them with pistols. Looks like the drone has spotted it this time around. The flash still going to catch a few. I mean, trouble is definitely brewing for these Guild gals if they're going to continue to fight up close. Pistols, luckily not answering back with anything. The one kill for mediKa, and that seems to be it.
Shutting down the aggressive pushes. As said, I feel like that's where this more aggressive with some of the swings. But I will say, I hope it's not aNNja going for that peak.
The drone hasn't caught Jade, and no one has.
You will not kill my
Kill for free. But the damage done is cancelled out. Jade not happy with that result. 20 seconds left before another anchor can be put on the floor. For now, there's no dismiss, there's no fallback in both these chambers. Just a few degrees away from taking that fight. Each waiting for the other to make the first step while the rest of the team is in stasis. Then, just at that moment, when Smurfette pulls off the angle, Jade emerges, and the kills, they keep on coming in favor of Acend. Last player alive is aNNja, and this round... Second last, excuse me. I didn't even notice Ness was lurking out in mid. She's been there for a while. But even still, the 2v5 with 40 seconds. 2v4 now.
Last player standing.
Oh, I thought for a second she was going to get another one. Got a Viper's Pit online.
30 seconds left.
And you can at least try and make this one a little bit more costly. The finances of Acend is not great, but with Jade 2 away from a tour de force. Well, that's a little bit unlucky. The trap still being online that late into the round is going to be her demise. A fantastic round from Jade on the chamber. We haven't seen...
Fox's Guild dig deep into that economy, deep into the purse. Still got another buy.
Yeah, and a lightning fast entry as well. Hated gone within the first few seconds. Res is available, so I feel like it's pretty likely that that's going to come through. They could use the Hunter's Fury if they just wanted to try and get a free kill as a response. Although actually, I don't think the angle was right. No, it's missed completely.
Oh, so was the op shot. That could have been the follow-up, or at least a recovery on the fumbled ult, but instead, Guild They get out of this one scot-free again. And with all the information, all the players that were seeing the noise made, there's been a big stack up on A. They're starting to rethink that, though. And numbers filling in instead towards this mid position. The timing of mediKa stepping up, maybe not ideal. And that wall breaking a little bit too late. The pressure's certainly going to be here for Amy as the wall goes down. I thought she was good for 2.
Oh, the cross not denied. And in fact, start to wonder where this plant's actually going to come through. Ness unable to connect the shots either. But will eventually get the job done, and now Jade left alone. Managed 4 kills in the last round, but this is from a much tougher position. Real question is, do they know she's there? I'm guessing the answer is no, with backs turned to her. First one will be free. Everything else is going to come at a price. Hoping to try and get a little bit lucky, and aNNja, with a missed shot, will run straight through.
Making sure that Guild won't be able to escape her all too easily, won't be able to avoid her completely, and well, that is for sure as she goes straight down on middle. A wide swing, and they are contained on A main, moving towards 3 opponents. This a near perfect start to the round for Acend, but they still need to win the gunfights.
Especially with a Viper's Pit. Ness gets closer. This round could become quite a bit more difficult once again.
Poison orb emitting.
They've got the read, though. That's the thing. Everybody on this site. The remainder of Jade holding that rotation. They're going to spot this push is still coming already, though. Cinnamon's managed to open things up. Viper's Pit will go down, and they're just winning all of the firefights. Doesn't matter how many players are put in the way of Guild X. They're just killing everyone off. Finally, there's a response in the form of Hated. This at least gives Jade a gun as well, and with Cinnamon so desperately low, there's a chance, but again, an instant response. Every single player falls, and from a pistol victory and a really strong early start, it's the same again for Guild, just grinding back the half.
On the other side of it, Ness now, who's going to spend a lot of time solo holding and playing alone, has been having an absolutely lights-out game so far.
Yeah, the thing is as well, playing this
Right here.
sort of double sentinel, gonna have so much information around the map. The pace, though, of Acend might be a bit of a surprise. They've broken that trap within the first 20 seconds or so. But this push from behind, though. Roxy alongside Cinnamon on all the way up. And because of this, they're rotating fully. The A site is completely clear right now, but Acend are none the wiser.
That jump spot being hurt, I mean, it's everything for Guild. They're content to stack this one up. Snakebite doing damage, and that's the plan. They hadn't accounted for this snakebite just applying vulnerability, making it easier for that nano swarm to take you down. Now here comes the rest of the plan. Shock darts raining down. The first didn't land, and they couldn't find the kill after. So they've traded out that plan for one player's life. They're looking to get a bit of a return on it. Nice frag for Jade. And a great flash.
Yeah, they're turning this back part on the defusal already, getting it to halfway.
Jade's gone
It means
down.
there has to be a push, and yeah, Jade's gone down to Amy's snakebite, running in to try and deny this, and now they're just defusing again, sticking it all the way.
Catching them out, and I mean, just look at the information game. B side's being held by a trap from Chamber. Then you've got a nano in place from your Killjoy, keeping your snake bites fluid on Ness, and an orb as well. I mean, getting through to this site, you have to tell them that you're coming, and it has to be, I guess, chipping away at your health a lot of the time as well. They don't have to even risk a player's life for that. Now, a few spams that haven't quite gone according to plan, and that's the main danger of this round, that headhunter, but it hasn't landed its opening shot.
Again, we're going to see the shock dart do a little bit, but the thing is, they have managed to get into an afterplant. Now, holding on to it, that's a completely different story, but don't really expect teams to be able to get this far, even with the amount of weaponry that's currently there for Acend. So anything more, it could make things a little bit more awkward, and they've still got some utility to commit.
Well, Jade has just made a conclusion to that round, you'd imagine. Guild trying to
They're just sticking it. They're just sticking it.
Right under their nose.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, what a disaster. Yeah, the kills in the end, they go Acend's way. They're able to cause the damage, but...
She's like, this buy coming up for Guild sucks. This is not a bonus round. This is a full investment for them.
Here.
Now, if they can take it, well, it means nothing in terms of that previous round. But if it goes the other way, Acend actually have a bit of a springboard to bounce off of.
That can't be allowed to happen. Acend looking out towards the A site. It appears like it was a lurk. The pullback of the anchors might even sell that, but the rest of the team's coming now. Here goes the recon. Roxy's destroyed it with the Spectre in hand, walled off now as well. That's going to cost most of her bullets, breaking it and leave her vulnerable to Jade. A wonderful shot on the spray.
Spike planted.
And it seems like Acend have it all figured out. Just the one kill, a reload to come through on that Vandal, and then they can look for their 3v4. A lot of this is going to be about damage for them.
Everyone. I think that knife may have just got every single player at the back of it. So that's so much information to be had. It means they can focus in on just the site. They don't have to worry about any flanks. They've got so much to play with here. And they're actually going to use a Viper's Pit and just try and stick it. It's an audacious attempt, and it is not going to work. Not only have they burnt out the economy of Guild completely, but they've also got rid of one of the only ults that could have made a difference in this next round.
And Guild are forced into this position, as you said, sort of their own making.
You want to play?
With the flaws of some previous. I'll play with pistols. And already their shorty strategy is being spotted. No rush to catch them off guard. Still, though, plenty of players here. No headhunter to work with thanks to that ultimate. Hated is going to be closing the distance with another flash. And that has not led to the victory. Smurfette on the classic. And it's, well, that was looking very scary. I had a headhunter in it. Oh, no! That is an awkward fight. Luckily, Roxy, literally any other weapon. And she probably wins that round.
Still going to be losing out on some shields in this round, but ultimately in a buy, it doesn't matter so much. See this aggressive push already coming through off the back of the drone. They managed a lot of success off of this when it came to the pistol round, and well, Amy's going to have to be a little bit careful, especially because Sage is actually quite far away.
I mean, this early pick that's gone down, it could have swung either way, but Acend seemed to want to use that for a B hit. Your rotation's going to be so much slower and separated. A minute on the clock. Heavier presence on this A side. It definitely feels like Ness is going to be forced to just play the retake. Maybe use some of that utility to annoy them, but Roxy hasn't got her nano down. Those are towards the A site this time. So it's only going to be the snake bites to work with. Dropping it, spotting two back yellow. That's going to get full rotation. Snake bite to slow a bit more. Happy to commit that now. And they... Oh, they're going to use the wall. I mean, this is confirming. It's even letting Acend know that they know what's up. They've actually managed to get the kill onto Ness, though. So no poison orb up. It's not going to make it easier for them to get shock dart kills or anything like that. And now, a Viper's Pit post plant. This is actually not great. For the side of Guild, they're locked out now.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's necessarily a way back in. Especially with Jade rotating around the backlines. Already clearing out Roxy. Well, taking this fight is not going to be particularly easy. And the fact is, Jade really doesn't have to give it to them. aNNja does manage to sneak around the back, though. But she'll be shut out eventually. And Cinnamon, I don't think, has much of a choice but to just hold on to her gun. Acend are starting to really grind this one back now. The mistakes of the past potentially coming back to bite Guild, and the question really, Mitch, is this going to be another scenario?
I mean, it would be shocking not to see Guild push all the way back through, make it to those finals again at the same time. The level we've seen from Acend. At their best, they can definitely win it. It's whether we see that from them right here and now. Look at Roxy. In trouble on that rotation, almost caught by the operator, but instead it looks like we're going to have a reset into this and another retake on B. They have still got the nano swarm there. Maybe they can slow it down, but a minute 10 on the clock. It's unlikely they'll really have too much to say about this.
And you assume that this is going to be something that is checked for. Never mind. It's been there in most rounds, but even still, it's going to work out to at least delay a little bit of time. I mean a little bit, because the plant will be coming through. Nothing else really to be done. Okay, sure, you've got a few upgraded weapons. You've got a rifle for Cinnamon, and of course that tour de force, but if nothing's handed over from the other side, I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference. They're actually going to throw in the lockdown to try and force them out of spot.
Snake bite. Up and over on its way, but that's been heard. Roxy was waiting, but not able to win out the duel. The defuse underway, but that hasn't hit.
She stuck it all the way!
Oh, there was a gap!
Enemy remaining.
She was saved to just win it out from there. The snake bite only tickling. That's guilds. They snake bite it, and then the snake bite back in the other direction. Is that... Because it did a remarkably low amount of damage. It feels like they've just done the, you know, when you snake bite onto an enemy snake bite, it overwrites it and does friendly snake bite damage. It looked like that could be what just happened, because for a second I thought the orb must be the opponents that didn't cover it, and that was the plan. Either way, it's
I don't know if I've seen that in competitive yet. Like, I knew if that is what's happened, I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah, well, look, it's in the game. It's in the game. It's known. What can you do? There's not much you can do to avoid a snake bite, like of a teammate landing there. It could happen randomly. Yada yada. Gotta get it out the game if you don't like it. But wow, 10-8. Guild looking pretty good. 40 seconds on the clock.
They're going for the Hunter's Fury. They're just going to try and delay this plant as much as possible while that null command runs out. Or maybe not.
No, stepped into it.
I think Cinnamon's too close to it, yeah? Okay, well, never mind. I don't feel like this has put them in a great spot now, because you've got the Hunter's Fury on the other side, ready to set up in the after plant. You got full belts of utility, including snake bites and shot darts and operator gone. Okay, Ness. Fair play.
Yep, there it is again.
Yeah, they've done it again. They've used it twice, 2 rounds in a row, to just try and remove the damage. Samsi will at least be able to get rid of one, but I don't think it's going to take enough time off of the clock. Diffusal coming through from Guild. Some cheeky snake bite shenanigans. 2. Well, they almost have to feel a little bit uncomfortable in their afterplants at this stage. But Jade's just going to be running off the back of the Headhunter. And no ult anywhere near in sight. Well, it seems like that did at least connect onto Smurfette, but she is not shying away from this battle at all.
Here.
Flash coming through. I mean, they know there's still a couple of players around this area. They're ready for the fight. And it's going to come down to Smurfette, operator in hand, looking for that duel. It's being spotted right now, but they haven't spotted Hated. The timing could be good. The op is still watching it. The flash on point. I mean, that has saved Hated's life and destroying the utility. Oh, it was so huge. Every part of that was so good. But now Hated's gone, and it's like, okay, they're going to get the A site and the retake. Now they're down a player, and with the damage done to Samsi as well.
Oh, here we go.
They've even shock darted to try and get rid of that nano and failed.
Oh, Jade has just run through, though. She managed to find the first kill, a second, and now, well, aNNja at least has been able to put up a teammate, but she's lost her life in response. It's now all on Smurfette. A round that never should have been. Looked unlikely. And with the combination of both Amy and Jade taking a huge risk, they've killed the majority of the players just trying to rotate through. Smurfette looking down and out of this round. No shenanigans to be had anymore. And well, hoping she can try and find something here, but no, it's 9-11.
Not to use the res. I think mostly because of the position of the bodies, but even still, having not used it, massive to have it online, ready to roll in this round right here. Interesting to commit. I'd rather the knife down first. You know, you cross to the box and then use the drone from there. Just means you actually get to clear back yellow. But maybe that wasn't the initial plan from the start of the round. Either way, they've got a decent bit of control. Have to wait for the wall to go back up to cross to yellow, clear that out, destroy the trap. It's going to leave them with limited enough time to go for the push if they decide to take it elsewhere.
Trap destroyed.
Smurfette trying to watch the elevated angle. Trap being destroyed almost as bait. A bit of a sneaky push coming through from Jade on the other side. Of course, there's not going to be anybody peeking or rotating you'd expect just because of how far forward Cinnamon
Jade's
gone.
Jade step.
Oh no. Roxy, is she going to get this kill? Oh, it's not pretty and somehow Jade is going to find it anyway. The steps might actually end up being used as bait because they've tried to res on the other side, expecting to be able to just run back through to A, but now they know it's not clear. And this is a problem. They've got 20 seconds to try and just blitz their way into the site, and Cinnamon might be able to put a spanner in the works. She'll have to, as she's the only one here.
Oh, they know it though. Damage to be done. Cinnamon forced back. The op not holding the angle as they come through. aNNja tries to rush them down, but the plant is undeniable. The round win not yet secured, but Acend are not letting go. Round after round, they've done this. They've had these incredible positions, these pushes on A that just don't seem to be stoppable. Smurfette missing the shot. I mean, that must be the round confirmed in favor of Acend. You can already see Guild starting to creep out towards mid. They're thinking about saving these weapons. They're no longer thinking about the victory.
And I think on the other side, it's how much they actually want to hunt these down. Their finances are not bad, but not in the greatest spot. The thing that surprises me there, though, is with the time left, just the switch from Cinnamon to pick up that operator.
Here.
I don't know, it didn't make a lot of sense. I feel like there was so much more opportunity for her to just deny by catching them in a couple of more aggressive positions, but she was hit him.
I'm sure there's a party that wants to force up and around like this, but the economy simply doesn't allow it. Defensive side having to take a low buy. They'll leave B open, and that's where Acend are going.
Again, leaves it onto Ness. She's been having a great game, but on this defensive side, being able to deny any sort of space has been impossible, and they're going straight in for the plant. She's just hoping to get anything off the spam, but it's not really going to do too much. Nano Swarm, I think, a little bit late as well. Just trying to catch her on the exit, but now this is where the strength of Acend can really shine through, just because, wow, how do you find a way back into this one?
You'd have to have some mistakes come through, and Amy isn't making any. The flank is locked down. They know there's a second player around here. That said, they now definitely know that. The big kill onto Jade, but everyone's rocking pistols. You know, yeah, the op that was recovered before that carried through, but again, it comes down to the value in your hands, and it just seems that it isn't worth risking. The rifles brought through to the next round. The operator carried forward. It doesn't look like there'll be any denying that.
Oh, we spoke about it already. Become the biggest G2 fans in history if that was the case. As a victor of anyone else would remove them from the LAN finals, which right now they seem destined to be in.
Toxins for poisons off.
Either way, they've always shown the best of their ability when they need it the most, and this is that moment.
Yeah, the time is now. The rotation underway. It seems like, again, Guild are going to have the read that the play is A. Four. Yep, indeed, 4 players stacked up. They've made it through. Just as the fight initiates, now Cinnamon down. They don't seem to be baited in by that. They don't want to rush forward and take the fights. For a moment, it looked like they'd go back to B, and it looks like, again, that moment has come. The rotation. This is all off the back of Amy's position. They tried to fake it out so the players on mid heard them running back. They then destroy the trap on B, put up the Viper wall, and make their way back in. The A site, the true target.
30 seconds left.
4 players from Guild were stacked up here, but some clever maneuvering has left this site wide open. The plant almost certain. The timing Sublime as Smurfette makes it around the corner just as they leave it unchecked. mediKa falls, but Smurfette doesn't last much longer. Jade now posted up top, but needs to do something about that defuse. Amy's coming up behind, but a little bit too late. The swing needs to come in. The defuse is already through, and Guild have taken it 12 to 11.
Even getting it right on a Acend didn't seem to be enough.
Let's play.
Tour de force alongside a rifle for Jade. Best of both worlds in this round, and it seems like they're going back to basics. Their B take has been fantastic, and with a null command alongside it, well, all that util becomes worthless.
Again, Ness taken down in the spawn. That's the second time on that angle in about 5-6 rounds that we've seen that happen. They're pushing up quite close. Acend have gone into the spawn, but Guild almost cut them in half. Moved forward, and it looked like for, excuse me, a moment they might have had a good position to play from. The lockdown, the slow. And this is to try to get them into swinging, but they've destroyed it immediately.
Yeah, straight away removed. And the thing is that they need to take some control back at the moment. They've got absolutely nothing. A trade is fine for the side of Acend, but aNNja again for the second round in a row has managed to make this one interesting. A peek out from Smurfette through the snake bite, looking to try and battle a brawl, but the spray down from Amy is going to put a 4K in for her. And
apparently Guild want to pressure mid.
Oh, wow. It's definitely noted, that's for sure. mediKa has also taken a lot of early damage, and they're going to try and re-aggress into mid. Bit of a bold strategy of just the pings they got in the early round, and because of that, they might actually completely lose the A site. This position actually checked for, but again, that trade is fine. And with that mid-push spotted, this is roxi's moment. A quiet game first so far, but when it comes to OT, it doesn't matter anymore. If they win this map, well, everything else will be forgotten, and that double kill is all they'll remember.
Last player standing.
Ness with another. It seems to lock in the result, 13 to 12. Another chance for Guild to take it across the line. roxi's had a tough time so far, but the impact of those kills far outweighs most on the board.
Yeah, no, if you win the OT, as said, everything's forgotten.
Here.
They've still got another one to go, and just look at the stack up, the crossfire of players. They're in the right place at the right time. Smurfette will escape. Jade gone, one of the heavy hitters for this side of things, and they look committed to this side of the map. A heavy stack of utility on the B site instead, with a combination of that Viper Killjoy. aNNja, though, actually swinging maybe a little bit too wide, goes down. The trade back's not happening, though. Cinnamon taking control of this one on her own. They've spotted the aggressor up above. Now, although in terms of personnel, there's a heavy lean, the HP actually not that far behind.
The big shame being that you don't have damage dealing characters. You know, a Samsi or a Hated floating around could still have that impact, but Sage alongside the Viper, it's going to be difficult. You don't just have a nade lob through a shock dart to the feet. Instead, it has to be the aim duel, and so far, a lot of these are decided by headshots. mediKa needs one right here. The wall going up, and that might just buy her the time to get the plant through at least. They shouldn't be able to destroy it. She's got some cover, but they need to decide where to fight. Whether to take it through that wall or whether to sit and wait. And that decision to sit, well, it has left them sitting down without a chance to win this unless Amy clutches out a 1v4, and Smurfette, the pinpoint accuracy ensures that is impossible. Guild are moving forward, and after a labored series, we see Acend knocked out of the tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure there were many that were sat there hoping that Acend would do the dirty work for them and give an opportunity to fight for that.